I'm going to start building this cabinet for my refrigerator to sit in. And this is the extra piece of paneling I have left over. So I'm going to use that to make a template for this radius of this wall. And I'm hoping it'll be pretty close, because I'm down here too, because I got all my cabinets are going to sit up behind the seat here. So I did get one of these. My insulation, if you watch that video, I just used my finger. I found these. I had these the whole time. I just didn't know it. I forgot about them. But this has got to be, I want these a little more accurate than that insulation. So I'm just using that same technique. I'm just setting that to the widest gap and just tracing, following it up the wall, and then I'm going to cut that out until it's really good, and then I'm just going to keep that for my pattern. I messed up there. It's got to be that wide, the widest point, and the important thing is to keep this straight up and down like this. That's pretty close there. There's a spot there, and then right there I can correct that with just putting some tape right there, or maybe a piece of cardboard up against it. And then I'm going to use a piece of cardboard up here to come up and around that, and then I'm going to make it go all the way to the ceiling, and I can screw into this furring strip up here also. So, and then, so when I go to measure my plywood, I'm just going to get a square piece cut, and I could just measure from here however far out that I want this to come out, and then I'll just measure from that point all the way up, and then I'll just cut a square piece. I'll have Lowe's or Home Depot cut me a square piece of that size, and then I can just bring it home and lay this down on there and trim it. And this pattern fits right there, right here. But over here, I can use it, but it has a gap up here, so I can get it close. I can use it to make a new pattern, but I will have to adjust it a little bit. I'm making some progress here on putting the furniture in the van. That's going to be my closet right there. Just got two uprights in there right now, and then my batteries are going to go back there, and I'm going to have a piece across here, and then just a loose shelf it's just going to sit down on. I'm going to probably put 3/4 inch plywood all the way around after or before I put my batteries in, and then that'll just sit down on top of that. And then this is going to be a closet, so I'm going to put something like that up there. I think they have cut to fit ones you can buy at Lowe's, and I'm just going to put where I can hang my clothes in right there, and then I'll probably have room in the back to put things. And then I got my Dometic in there. I'm measuring that blue tape right there. That's where that next piece is going to go up. It's going to go up to about right there, and then I'm going to have a table all the way across there, and then over here I'm going to have probably shelves to put things in there. And I made one pattern. I'll show you that here in a minute, but I made one pattern, and I pretty much used that one pattern. I had to tweak it a little bit, but basically that one pattern did all this, except for maybe Like this left one here was a little higher than that one, and then the top of that one's a little different. But that curve, I'm using that curve to do this short piece that I'm getting ready to put in right now, or that I'm getting ready to cut right now. This is that pattern I made. I just took an extra piece of paneling I had left over, and then where this cardboard's taped on is just where I adjusted it. So this is that's the short piece that I'm getting ready to cut. And all I'm doing is I'm lining that flat side up with that, and I'm lining it up here. And then all I need is that curve up to there. That's all I have to cut off. So here's what it's looking like now. Now I got that short piece in and that tabletop. I just need to get some screws because I'm using oak hardwood. I need fine threaded screws so it doesn't split. So that's what I'm waiting on to screw. That joint, and that joint together. And I just kind of got these, I don't have all the holes screwed. I just got like 3 of them in each one of those uprights. So once I get everything together, then I'll go back and finish all the screwing off that. Here's a look at my kitchen area. It's not screwed together yet, but I just have it mocked up. I'm thinking about putting a board right there just wide enough for my my Wave 3 heater to mount on, because my propane tank's going to be right there, and then that water jug that I was going to use for my gray tank, I think I'm going to use it for water now because I didn't really use it. That's going to sit there, and if I put that board there, that'll keep it from sliding out, and it'll also give me a place to hang my buddy heater, because I was trying to figure something out. But look at all the room I got in here. I got enough for I just got this painter's cloth set down right now, but I'm going to put a 2x4 rug in here. It's kind of hard to see. Actually, you know what, I'm going to go outside and film it from the inside because it's kind of hard to get it all in one shot. So I'll do that. Okay, here's a better view. I left that open. So I got a little cubby hole back there. I put my shower shoes in. I can just reach in here, grab my water out. There's all the room I got. I put my bed back together. I'm going to cut that piece however high the batteries are, whatever I need for that, that's how high that's going to be. And then I'm going to have a piece going across, and that's where my batteries are going to stay. And then right above that case of water there, back in that's where my charge controller and fuse panel, all that's going to sit. I'm going to take that thin piece of wood right there, put it across, make a lip there, and then I got that square board. That's going to be the shelf right above that gas tank thing. There's going to be a shelf there, so I'll probably have food in the bottom, and then that shelf will probably have all my dishes, and then I'll have a little bit of space at the top. And then eventually I want to put a pull-out drawer right here, because I'm wasting a lot of space with that Dometic. I can open my lid now, but I'm going to get something to where that Dometic will pull out on a slider, and then have a drawer up there that'll pull out. And then I thought about maybe putting some cabinet corner cabinet to cover that up and put that across between there. And then back here, I have this little area to put things while I'm sleeping. I'm going to put something here, like maybe a little shelf or something to put my toothpaste or whatever on. So it's right there when I wake up in the morning. And then I got the same thing over here. I thought about maybe like a bookshelf or something right there. And then over here, this is going to be my cooking area. I'm going to set my stove on here eventually, and it's just going to stay there. So I'm going to have to build the lips and all that around, something sticking up around that, and then just bungee it down. But maybe I'll put like a spice rack or something on this side. I'll use this for something. But that's it for now. I'm trying to figure out how I want to finish this wood. This is oak, 1/2-inch oak plywood. I'm using these lines on the paneling to help square this shelf up. As you can see back there, I'm on that line right below that screw. I'm even with that line, so I came over here and I measured from the floor up to that line, and then I came out here and I measured from the floor to the top there. And since nothing's really square in here, it's kind of hard to kind of rely on that totally. So then I also did my cross measurement from there to make that square too. I could put a level right here, but I don't know if the van's level, so. And then I'm also going outside and eyeballing it. I'm just getting everything. That's all you can do is get it the best you can. It's not going to be perfect, but it's just measured as many ways as you can. I also did that, and that's square. But then over here it's not, and that's because that's not square, because I had to pull this in. So I mean, it's not perfect, but it's, you know, close. It'll work. So if you're building these cabinets, and let me go ahead and show what I got going on here. I stained everything, or not stained, I lacquered it. And I got my shelf going across there. I sat on that too. So, I mean, right there where that upright, I didn't sit over here, but it's not like I'm putting a bunch of weight on this anyway. So I'm finishing that up, and then over here I just got that one. I'm going to do the kitchen part later. Then I have to get my batteries, and I have to figure out how high the batteries are going to sit so I can cut this piece and then put the piece across there to hide the batteries. And then I got to build some kind of mount inside there. So I have my table set up for my stove. Got my water bottle and propane in there. And what I'm doing right now is I have this thing coming down. I want to drill a hole. This stove isn't all the way back, so I want to drill a hole back here so that'll sit, come down through there, and then it'll come farther back. I still have room to open the lid, and then I'm going to push it over that way as far as possible. And this piece I'm going to put right here, well, this needs to be a little longer. This water bottle is sticking out too far, so I'm just going to bring it to about right here. And then my buddy heater is going to hang right there, and that'll strengthen this up too to give that a corner gusset there. And I'm also going to have a lip. I'm going to cut it a little high for a lip, and that way it'll only come about right there and won't interfere with that. It won't interfere with my knobs, so it'll keep it from coming out. Plus that being through the hole will keep it from coming out. And then I'm going to put a lip on this side, and then I'll also bungee it down when I'm driving. So let me get out here and I'll give you a look at the back. Here's an updated look of my cabinets. Here's the back of that one. That's where my stove is going to sit. I drilled that hole in there for the little propane thing that comes off. And I got a lip. I only have the lip here because of the, well, there's my stove right there. The knobs will be right there, so they won't interfere with that. And then right here, I was gonna use that little piece I got. That's not attached, but that's originally was to go right here, and I didn't like it. And maybe what I should have done was extended that up like I did that one. And then I thought about putting another one over here and extending it up, but it just kind of looks stupid. So I thought maybe I'd put a handle for like a fence or a gate or something maybe, and then I can maybe hold on to that when I get in, and it'd also keep that stove from going that way. And then I got this, I'm hoping that bungee will be okay for that water bottle. It could still slide forward. I'm thinking about moving that because that's going to be right above my stove. I don't want that. I was thinking about moving that maybe back in there. And then when I'm standing outside cooking, I can just reach in there and grab paper towels. And then when I'm cooking inside, I can just maybe put it, I don't know yet. I haven't really thought that far ahead, but maybe over here. I don't want to put it over here because I'll be hitting my head on it every time I get in. But that's my cast iron skillet in there. I'm going to put another shelf right there. And then later I'm going to put a pull-out drawer there because all that wasted space right there. Right now I'm working on, I keep calling this a buddy heater, but I have the Olympian Wave 3. I'm going to mount that. They give you a little template. So I'm drilling that out right now. Just give you a look around here while I'm inside. Oh, another thing I did, put my closet hanger rack in there. And I used lacquer, brush-on lacquer for all this. These instructions say to mount this, to leave these screws 5/16 out. But I'm putting them tighter than that because I don't like that. So I'm trying to get them basically like the thickness of the metal away from the wood. That way it won't stick out so far. I'm not going to get it totally tight, but try to get it as tight as I can here. So here's what I'm working with. It's got these, where'd the other one go there? It's got those, 3 of them. It just hangs on there. And I got my 3 screws there. That's how close I have it now. I'm gonna go in a little bit more. I like that a little better. And another thing I'm going to have to do is get that 90-degree fitting that goes on there. Once I get that 90-degree fitting, I have these cable clamps, and I'll secure that hose a little bit right there, and then it'll probably just end up getting rolled up around there somehow when I'm not using it. What do you guys think about this? I'm still trying to figure out how to keep this stove from moving around. My original already pocket hole screwed it, but originally I was gonna do it like that, and I didn't really like that. And then I was gonna put a long piece that stuck up like that, and then it just kind of stopped there. I didn't like it, and then I thought about just cutting a whole new, doubling that up but making it higher. But I'm just thinking about gluing that down right there, not even screwing it, just glue it with wood glue, and then got that. Let me go around there. There, I would cut it off even so it's just doesn't look like it's sticking out there. Or I could leave that, I guess. I mean it's not even really touching there. I guess it's touching over here. I can't pull this forward anymore because I have that. I was also thinking about maybe rotating this, having this on the top, and just rotating it back that way, drilling a hole there where that would go through, and then just using the hole to put the hose up through. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm kind of stuck on this, what I should do. I had the idea with the handle. I don't know if I want to do that. I am getting ready to put another board right here, and then that water jug fits in there real tight, and then I'm going to put shelves in right here. Not sure what I'm going to put in it yet, but it'll at least hold that water thing better, and it'll give me some storage for something.